Chain Cloud. This first section, we're going to do an introduction to SCM foundations. After this lesson, you should be able to explain the key business processes that support Oracle Fusion Cloud Supply Chain and use the navigator, understand work areas, and basic navigation functions of the Oracle Fusion Cloud SCM applications. So let's start with the big picture. When we talk about Oracle SCM and the SCM applications, you can purchase a subscription to the SaaS application service for Oracle SCM. You can receive the cloud-based access to the setup and use of certain supply chain applications. Here's kind of a pictogram of the application. If we start on the far left with product lifecycle management, that's how you manage your item or your product ideas and get that information to the system, which goes into the product master data management area. Some people call it the item master. Product management, product information management can be labeled many things, but that's where our master data for items go. Once it's in there, you can buy material, you can store material, cost material, you can build your products, you can maintain your equipment and your buildings, you can take orders to build, pick, pack, and ship your items, and you can track the quality from the back door after you put things on a purchase order to the receipt, check the quality. You can do it while it's in inventory. You can do quality checks during the manufacturing process, as well as on your maintenance activities and before you ship things out the back door. And when you are planning on shipping things, you can leverage the logistics to capture the shipment details of where the item's going to be. You can manage it, load it on your trucks. You can tender the loads out. You can also manage all the documentation that's supposed to go with it. Supporting that is warehouse management, or WMS for short. And if you have the WMS software enabled, that extends the functionality of the inventory module to be able to manage every aspect of the warehouse activities. Plus, if we look at the bottom, you have the globalization and localization that allows you to manage your business across multiple time zones, and the software will recognize that. And across the bottom is supported by no mobile applications, the analytics, predictive analytics integrations, and the Internet of Things. You start to get into more of the details. You have your common application setups, which include access to the software, who has access to what, your organizations, where your item master is and where your inventory orgs are. What are you going to do with those orgs? And your business units, units of measure, descriptive flex fields, key flex fields relative to the business. We move down into SCM setups. You have your items. How do you want to catalog and categorize those? Your structures, or may be more familiar to you as bills of material. And then the calendars. When are we going to do work? When are we going to receive things, build things, fix things, ship things, do our counts. And then more specifically to inventory, where are we going to put the materials and the sub-inventories? We're going to use locators, yes, no. How many places do we want to set up our different transaction types? How we want material picked and put away, material statuses to manage and move material, and then our basic parameters for receiving and shipping, plus the cost setups. How are we going to cost the material, track the material? What kind of cost books do we need to set up? What kind of cost elements, cost components, valuation units? Next is the basic navigation. So when you log into the application, you will go to your home page. Your home page provides you with your window into the application of where you can go and do your work tasks or go in and do setups. Depending on your role, you can put your logo out there on the springboard. You can set up quick actions to make it easier and quicker to drill down into the pages and tasks that you need to do. You can change the style of it. You can set up your notifications so you can click right into the task or whatever the notification is for. If you need to do an approval or you just want to check on something, you can post news and announcements out there. You can also do a page for analytics. You can set up your user-defined infolets to give you really nice graphical views of what's going on in the business. Top of the page is the global header. Starts on the left-hand side with the navigator, which I'll show you on the next slide. You can put in your logo. You have the ability to do a global search. You can search to objects, navigate to objects and pages within the instance. The help, which seems to be kind of shy in this screenshot. The home, which allows you to go back to the home page. So if you're working on something and you want to go back, click on that. If you've flagged anything as a favorite or recent items that you've been working on, you can click on the little star. Additionally, there's a watch list that provides a set of pre-queried saved searches, and those will be shortcuts. You can just click and get to that information. Plus the notifications, anything that has been triggered based on a workflow to give you a notification and or a task that you may need to do, like approve something or if something got rejected, you can see that there. You have the accessibility icon, which provides access to the accessibility settings. So if you need to make some changes, you can do that accordingly. And then finally, the settings and actions, which links to pages in which you can view and or change settings, perform personalizations, and administrative tasks if you have been granted that. The navigator, which is those three little lines, some folks call them a little burger, opens up the navigator page, and it has all the layout for the parts of the application that you have been granted the privilege, which is associated to your role, which is associated to your user, of what you're going to do and be able to do and go in and execute work. There's also a little show more, show less toggle between each of these. So you can pop those open and see the different areas. In this case, the supply chain execution is expanded and you can see all the different areas that you can access through supply chain execution. From the work areas, once you've clicked on one of those links, it'll take you into a work area page. This one happens to be product information management. On the right hand side, you'll see the little task tray. Kind of looks like a file cabinet to me, but that's me. If you click on that, it will open up all of the tasks and pages that you have access to. Generally, on all the work pages, you can see what's been going on in that particular part of the application. They have embedded analytics, and some of those can be updated, changed. You can manage what you see there. And when you click on the tasks, it will take you to that specific part of the application, which in this case looks like product information management. And we have an item opened up, a little orange circled help question mark will give you specific help about the page. If you move across, you can see a little red circle, or well, it is kind of sort of circular. Anyway, it says user item type and pack type with little underlines. So if you hover over those, they'll provide additional information for you about that particular object. If you click on the settings and actions, there's the application help, and the application help will take you to the application help for the particular page or part of the application that you happen to be in. So out of the box, try to provide lots of help to make life easier for the users. Now we do have a practice that we'll go do, but before we go, let's do a little quick wrap up. So we talked about kind of the big picture of the SCM applications, and we looked at the navigation.